All right, let's go ahead and download the starting code. So we're going to want to grab this from GitHub. So if you'd go back to GitHub into the into Rose mobile endpoints, and the repo is going to be Grade Recorder Android client. All right. And if we go in there, let's see, you can clone it to desktop, you can download a zip, whatever you prefer. So go ahead and do that. I have already done this. So go ahead and say you grabbed a zip, go ahead and unzip it and point Eclipse to it. You can just import it because it is a full Eclipse project here, because it has a .project file in it. And once you do that, let me bring up my front end here, or my back end. Let's see, I'll get caught up here. So what I want then is I want to import an existing project into the workspace. Click OK. Okay, and you'll notice, you might notice that the package name doesn't match. There's actually going to be a couple things we're going to have to do to fix this. You might wonder, what's going on with all these different classes that we've given you here. Why do they have errors and so on? So there's probably no surprise that some of the errors are going to be because where there is a there are model objects and everything that we don't have yet, and as a matter of fact, we're gonna have to fix up these imports in a bit. But let's change a couple of things that we know have to happen. So the first thing is that the package name is off. So let's go ahead and fix this. So I'm going to right click on the package and do refactor rename, and you're going to change it to whatever we used on the when we were generating the client ID. Remember that the package name is actually important here. So I'm just going to make edu roseholman.grade recorder. Click OK. And this is going to go through and make those changes all within here. The one thing that it isn't smart enough to do is fix the manifest. So I'm going to go back into the Android manifest. And well, there it is right there. There's the package. So I can go ahead and make that change and save it. We can update the configuration. What it just changed here was this package right here. Okay. While we're here, there's actually another change we need to make, right? So one change so far is make sure that our package matches. Second is that we need to add some permissions here, right? So we'll add a couple of things here. So we'll say uses permission, okay? And the name of the permission, right? So we're gonna have a couple of them here. So one is gonna be android.permission. And we'll have our old friend internet, right? So that's what we had before. But we're going to have a couple other things. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab android.permission, spelling it right, of course, permission dot, and there is one for using credentials, right, which we need for authentication. And then let's grab one more here. And this last guy is just going to be for getting accounts, right? And this is going to be from Google Play Services. So that's our second change that we need, all right? And that's just to the manifest, right? I'm going to close up the manifest. Third thing that we're going to need to do is to go into so the main place, the sort of main activity in this app is assignment list activity. So, and we're going to notice a couple things here. So we have a Google account credential and everything there. So we're going to have some fixing to do. So let's go down actually to where we see M credential, and we see that it's tying in with the audience. Remember that we had set the audience on the back end with the client ID of the web app, right? So what we need to do is go ahead and grab the web client ID. So wherever you got that. So I have my web client ID right here. So I'm going to grab this guy, and it was this whole guy, .apps.googleusercontent.com. And then I'll come in here and actually, well, I guess I didn't have to grab all of that. because I already had the apps Google user com right here. Let's go ahead and paste that in. All right. Do make sure that you keep this server : client ID : right? So that's important. Okay. The other thing we want to do is we want to use the credential. So if we go down here, you'll recognize these couple lines of code as being very familiar from movie quotes and weather picks. So where we wanted to make a new service, right? And we had made this little temporary builder out of, we had an HTTP transport, and we had a JSON factory, and then null. Well, it's no longer null, right? So now we have a credential to pass for this last parameter. So we will do so, right? And that's actually all the changes that we can make right now, those 4 changes. Everything else that we're gonna do is gonna have to do with Google Play Services, and then of course pulling in our generated code from the back end, right? So we'll do those in the next lessons. Right, see you later.